We're all learning. I'm learning about myself. So, story time. There was an incident. Hi. Oh, oh, oh. There was an incident yesterday morning when I went out for a walk. I'm trying to exercise. I'm trying to, keep fit. Health is wealth. Trying to do a lot of upper body stuff too. Like I got these gloves from a thrift store. Check these out. They're weighted gloves. You put them on like this, and they've got this big, like, tumorous mass on the outside that's heavy. You can exercise while doing other things. There you go. So these, like, they're workout gloves. When you're working out, you can do any type of activity you normally would do, and that, but you got weighted gloves that are exhausting. I'm already tired doing this. Any sort of thing you normally would do, except with weighted gloves. Okay. So I'm trying to exercise, and I went for a walk yesterday, and there was an incident with a gentleman who had a van. It was a creepy van. It was a dark colored van. Okay? I'm walking on the sidewalk, just walking, and this van pulls up next to me. And it's keeping pace with me. It's going really slow. Now, this is a road where people don't go slow. They're zooming by. So he's now in, like, the bike lane right next to me, going real slow, keeping pace with me. And I'm going, and I look at him, and I'm like, okay, and I keep walking. And so I stop, I turn, I look at him. The van stops. Creepy van stops, right? I'm like, okay. I then proceed to keep walking. And I keep walking down the street. The van starts creeping forward with me. I turn back around. I look at him. He looks at me. And I give him the finger. This one right here. And he goes like this to me, like what? Like what? And the what is you're being creepy. And you're being creepy next to me in a van. And I don't know what you're up to. And I think, all right, whatever. This guy and his whole thing, whatever. I keep walking. I'm walking. Now up ahead I see that there's people pressure washing the sidewalk. And I go, oh man, I can't go my normal route. They're pressure washing. So I decide to turn into a neighborhood. I turn into the neighborhood. And as I'm turning into the neighborhood, right where the entrance is, I look behind me to check on my friend, the creepy van man. And he is now out of his car and walking towards me. He is making a straight line towards me. And I get a little agitated, a little defensive, a little crazy, and I'm like, fudge you. That's not what I said. I said I was cursing. I was cursing in public. I was cursing at this man. F you, buddy. Get back in your car. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call 911. I took my phone out. I discovered that in an emergency, when I'm panicked and frightened because some troll-like creature is coming towards me like this, I can't unlock my phone. There's a little pattern you're supposed to do on the screen, and I'm like, and I can't do it. There's also a button at the bottom like emergency calls. This was an emergency. I've got this guy, and he's got this polo shirt that's striped. It's like green and blue, like it's faded and it's dirty and weird, and he's got this weird little dirty balding haircut. I mean, I'm losing a little bit of my hair, but I try to coif it. I'm doing something with it, and it's weird and crazy. And he has this mustache, and I have a mustache. All right. So I have this mustache. It's a little cartoony, but we're gonna see if this works. Is this? No, this is a little much. This isn't quite it, but no, that's about right. This is what was coming at me. And he's coming at me and he's yelling, "What's your problem? What's your problem?" And I'm like, "No, man, get back in your get back in your car. I don't want any of this. Whatever this is, I don't want any of it." So then he says to me, "I ran out of gas." Why does it have to be about you? Why does it have to be about you? It's about me because I am me. And from the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I go to sleep, I am conscious and I am looking out for me. And when some weirdo in a dirty old dark looking van creeps up next to me, I tend to get a little agitated. I tend to be a little off-put by it. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, that sliding van door could just open up and two other weird guys could just come out and grab me and take me away to the whatever, like sex dungeon or something like that. So speaking of that, I told this story to the maintenance man where I live, and he says, "Oh, you ain't pretty enough to be kidnapped. You ain't nobody kidnapping you." And I'm a little insulted. I feel like I've been working on myself. I've lost some weight. I shaved my soul patch, so I'm looking better. I feel better. I've had women at stores flirt with me. I was at the dollar store and I was buying dollar store DVDs, and the girl that rang me up saw the DVDs and she goes, "Oh, what's this?" And I said, I don't know. It's some TV show. And she goes, She goes, "You have to let me know how it is." And I said, "Okay." And she goes, "Maybe you can let me borrow it." And I'm like, "Oh, Lord, this girl's hitting on me." I understand that I'm, so it's not out of the realm of possibility this guy wants to do something weird to me. Or he could just want to mug me, or he's just looking to beat on someone or do any type of crazy thing. He could, at this point, just be upset that I gave him the finger. All right? That's enough to set people off, which was not smart. I will admit, that was dumb, it was stupid, it was reactionary. I was upset because he was creeping on me. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you. I ran out of gas. It's got nothing to do with you. But he's still marching towards me, and it's like, don't march towards someone that's screaming and yelling at you that they're going to call the police, that has given you the finger, that is using profanity. It's not smart. All right, it's the old, what's the old joke? The maybe the guy knows judo, like, "You don't know if I got a knife, you don't know if I got a gun," and I don't know if the guy's, I don't know what the guy's got. He could have had a gun, and this is why I was so agitated. I think the problem is murder shows. I think I need to stop watching murder crime shows. Stop watching the murder crime shows that are real, and you watch too many of them and you just think every human being is an awful human being. And every human being that evidently commits horrendous murders looks kind of like me, except a little fatter and mustached. And this guy fit the profile. I there but for the grace of God go I, in a van, and it was weird. And At the end of the day, I'm asking myself the question, was I wrong? Am I wrong? Giving the guy the finger, certainly. Wrong. But after seeing the guy like come out and like just come at me, I understand I was reactionary. Full disclosure. 2 days earlier, I yelled F you at a guy in a parking lot because I saw him litter. But he was littering. And it was a truck driver. He was a delivery guy. He was delivering stuff. He grabbed like the stuff from his lunch, like, you know, the fast food bag and the drink, and he just threw it into the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, this piece of, I'm trying to watch my cussing because it's an issue at this point. I'm yelling F you at strangers. I see him throw the stuff. I bite my tongue. I'm like, He goes back in the truck. He gets another handful of stuff from his truck and throws it into the parking lot. And at that point, I yell, F you, you littering piece of crap. I didn't say crap. And I gave him the finger. And when he looked at me, when that prompted him to look in my direction, I gave him the finger. This man was also troll-like and mustached. Is that something that's going on? What is that? It's a world of truck drivers. What do you mean I'm creeping next to you? I had my hazards on. He has his hazard lights on. What does that mean to me? I'm a pedestrian. What does a hazard light mean to pedestrian? To other cars, he's trying to tell them, you know, like, oh, I'm going very slowly. I already know he's going slowly because I'm walking and a vehicle is keeping pace with me. I already know he's going slow. The hazard lights don't mean anything to me. Situational awareness. Look around you. If there is a human being where you are slowing down for whatever reason, and they are giving you looks, and they don't want you there, be mindful of that. All he had to do was stop or keep going. Even if he's running on fumes, he could have made it. He was evidently continuing to move forward. Okay, there are no good people in this story. All right, we're all terrible human beings. This world is a freak show. And we wake up every day and you've either got to enjoy the show, because as long as you don't realize you're being looked, it's 2 bits of gander for you too. All right? At least I'm self-aware. That guy, when he tells that story to other people, I'm the a-hole. And now when I tell the story to people, he's the a-hole, because I get to put in all the details about how his van was dark and creepy and weird looking, and it was old and dirty, and he was weird and squat and dirty and schlubby and just, yeah. But in a suburban area like that, like, I find it hard to believe that he ran out of gas. I'm convinced he was trying to talk to me about something, like maybe he wanted money for gas. I get approached in parking lots all the time, like, hey, could I get $1? I ran out of gas and all this type of stuff. Tell you what, if he was planning on doing something, I thwarted his attempt to do anything to me. I survived. I'm a survivor. I went through this, okay? I made it out the other side, okay? Who knows what he was actually planning, all right? Because, he's got a good cover story. Let me tell you something. Most criminals have it like, I'm just here checking the cable. I'm here spraying for bugs or something like that, or something like Ted Bundy used to pretend to have an arm cast, and he was lifting a sofa or something into the back of his van, his creepy ass van. Creepy van man, you did not get me. I survived. I'm not proud of myself. This is not a good thing that I've done. If If you like my work, you want to see more of it, please visit jarhumor.com.